Have you ever noticed how everything in life seems to move in cycles? How joy fades into sadness, and how after every winter, comes spring. This is not a coincidence. It's the rhythm of the universe at work. Today, we're exploring the fifth Hermetic Principle, the law of rhythm. A universal truth that teaches us how everything flows, rises, falls, and returns again. And once we understand it, we can begin to live more harmoniously with the world, and ourselves. Picture the universe as an eternal dance. Everything in motion, nothing standing still. This constant movement is what Hermetic philosophy calls rhythm. The fifth principle tells us, everything flows out and in, everything has its tides, all things rise and fall. This isn't just poetic, it's how reality works. Planets orbit, stars are born and die, societies rise and collapse, our emotions lift and drop. Just like a pendulum swings from one side to the other, everything follows a cycle, even if we don't always see it right away. There's an advance, and a retreat. A build-up, and a release. And this movement is happening all the time, from the galaxies to the smallest thought in your mind. Let's zoom out for a moment. Look at the sky. The sun rises and sets in a perfect rhythm, marking the passage of time. The moon affects the tides, helps plants grow, and even influences our behavior. On Earth, the seasons follow a perfect cycle, seedling spring gives life, sun summer matures it, fallen leaf autumn collects it, snowflake and winter rests it. This rhythm governs all of life. Rivers flow to the ocean. Trees grow and shed. Even our breath, inhale and exhale, follows this same law. Rhythm is not chaos. It is order. It's the hidden structure behind everything. So when things feel uncertain, the law of rhythm reminds us. Everything has its time. What rises will fall, and what falls, will rise again. But rhythm isn't only out there, it's in us too. From the moment we're born, we begin moving through cycles. Energy, fatigue. Motivation, rest. Inspiration, doubt. Have you noticed how some days you're full of drive, and others you just want to pause? That's rhythm. Even your emotions follow this pattern. Joy, sadness. Excitement, boredom. Anger, then calm. Trying to stay permanently in one state, whether it's happiness or productivity, is like trying to freeze the ocean. The tide always shifts. Fighting the cycle creates stress. Accepting it creates peace. Now here's something deeper. The Hermetic text known as the Kybalion explains. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. This means, the higher the high, the deeper the low. And it's true for more than just emotions. If you push yourself too far without rest, burnout follows. If you avoid sadness for too long, it can grow quietly within you. The key is to observe the swing, without being pulled by it. Spiritual teachers throughout history have taught this same lesson. Don't get attached to the highs. Don't fear the lows. Stay centered. Stay aware. One of the greatest Hermetic teachings says, the master is not swayed by the pendulum, he watches it, but does not move with it. That's your goal. When you're joyful, enjoy it, but don't cling. When you're low, breathe, and know it will pass. This mindset doesn't make you cold or indifferent. It makes you wise. You can love, celebrate, grieve, rest, and do it all from a place of balance. That's how you become free. So what does all this mean for your life? It means you don't have to fear change. You don't have to panic in the lows, or chase the highs. Rhythm is not your enemy, it's your teacher. And when you learn to move with it, instead of against it, everything begins to feel more aligned. What keeps this rhythm balanced? What stops the pendulum from swinging endlessly out of control? The answer lies in a connected Hermetic teaching, the law of compensation. Let's explore how the universe always balances itself, and how understanding this can help us live with more clarity, purpose, and peace. At the heart of every swing is a return. The law of compensation tells us the measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. In other words, what goes up must come down, and vice versa. It's not a punishment or reward. It's a principle of universal balance. This law isn't just philosophical, you can see it in everyday life. A clock's pendulum swings equally in both directions. The tides rise, and then they fall. Day turns to night, and night turns back to day. The universe constantly compensates itself, making sure no extreme lasts forever. But this principle doesn't only apply to physical objects. It also applies to your thoughts, emotions, and energy. Have you ever had a season in life where you felt drained, only to later find yourself filled with motivation and clarity? Or maybe you've gone through a hardship, and, eventually, found growth and strength because of it. That's compensation at work. The more intense the pain, the more potential for healing. The more effort you give, the more reward the universe aligns. This law helps us see that nothing is wasted. Even our struggles serve a purpose. Let's take a few examples. A person who grows up in luxury may not develop the same hunger or appreciation as someone who's had to struggle. But the person who struggles may gain strength, resilience, and a deeper sense of gratitude. Each side has a cost, and each has a gift. If someone burns out from overwork, their body compensates by demanding rest. If you suppress emotions for too long, they may return, louder, to restore balance. The law of compensation ensures that life never remains stuck in one direction. There's always a return swing. This law also connects with another concept many are familiar with, karma. Karma is essentially cause and effect, across time. But here's the deeper layer: sometimes, the compensation doesn't come right away. You may sow the seeds of kindness today, and see their fruits years later. Or you might experience unexpected good fortune, the result of actions from a long-forgotten past. The law of compensation teaches us, you don't always see the full picture. But the universe remembers everything. Every action. Every intention. Every effort. So, how can we live in alignment with these laws? It begins with awareness. Cyclone, observe your cycles. Notice your emotional highs and lows, your energy patterns, even the way your relationships ebb and flow. Man in lotus position, practice neutrality. When you're in a high, don't cling. When you're in a low, don't resist. Hourglass not done, be patient. Compensation may not happen immediately, but it always happens in time. Speech balloon, reflect regularly. Use journaling, meditation, or quiet moments to notice what your life is trying to balance. Direct hit, act with intention. The more conscious your actions, the more harmonious your outcomes. The law of rhythm and the law of compensation aren't just mystical ideas. They're real, observable truths you can use to create balance and peace in your life. They teach us that suffering has meaning. Joy is not permanent, but neither is pain. And that everything you experience is part of a larger rhythm trying to bring you into alignment. Mastering these laws doesn't mean controlling life. It means understanding it, and working with it, not against it. So the next time you're in a moment of struggle, or riding the wave of success, remember this. Your job is to stay centered. To observe, learn, and align. This is where peace lives. This is where freedom begins. Thank you for watching. If you found this video valuable, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with someone who needs to hear this message. And until next time, stay balanced. Stay aware. Stay in rhythm.